What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the channel. This is the Everyday Journal with your boy Chris Howard. So I decided to update you guys like daily on what's going on in my life. I usually have a lot going on in my life, and I just want to build that relationship between me and the audience and let you guys a little bit more into my life. I know you kind of see me on social media, whatever have you, and I post a lot of things, but I want to do more video content. And that's why I created this channel to interact with you guys more, get to know you guys more, as well as you guys get to know me more. There's a lot of things that happened in my life and a lot of things that are happening in my life. And I feel like I want to share it with the world. So this is the Everyday Journal, new podcast with your boy Chris Howard. I don't even want to call it a podcast. I just want to call it It Is What It Is. Shout out to Cam and Mace. But so the first thing I want to say is like right now, there's a lot going on in the world. I feel like spiritually wise, and there's a lot going on with myself spiritually wise. There's always been things going on with my life spiritually wise that's been like unexplainable, I guess you could say. But at the same time, like as I got older, things started to make sense. So I'm gonna just do day to day on like one topic or one story or one subject, or even let you guys into like my business world or whatever have you. Speaking of business world, I just released a book called Monetize Your Hustle. There's a link in the bio. You guys should go grab that. So, like I said, I wanted to like connect with you guys more and just talk about like personal things that kind of like happened to me, and maybe you guys can give me some feedback if it happens to you or whatever have you. I'm gonna kind of like update day to day, whatever I feel like it's gonna be. That's what we're gonna talk about. All right. So I do want to talk about this thing that happened because it was very, very spiritual and godlike, and it was like God was talking to me. It's not like he was. He definitely talked to me, but he was using other people to talk to me. And it was just amazing, like on my journey, because I've been through a lot. If you kind of like know me, you know, but if not, you're gonna get to know. So I'm gonna talk about like past journeys, whatever have you, but I'm just gonna give you an update every day on kind of like what I wanna put out into the world. But so let's go. Story time, story time, story time. So this journey, I mean, the latest thing that kind of just happened to me, and like I said, this has been happening since I was like born. And I want to tell you about that one as well, but we'll see if I'll run into that one. But ever since I was born, it's like a lot of like spiritual things happened to me, like with my mind, with my like the way I remember things, even my dreams. Like I have dreams that literally be the first thing that happens to me when I wake up, or in that day it'll happen, or within the 48 hours it will happen. I haven't like dived into what that is. Maybe you guys can give me some tips on how to as well. All right, I'm gonna get to it. I'm trying to get to it, but it's just so much, and I'm so glad that I just like started to do this channel, because it's a lot that I want to like unravel, or I guess just say right now is the time that I want to let all of this stuff out, right, and kind of get feedback because I didn't understand it or why it was happening, and I think I understand now, but it's still a lifelong journey. So the latest thing that happened was, all right, this is like something really, really spiritual. So I started like really, really, really diving deep into like myself and my meaning and like my purpose. And, a lot of things just started getting shaken up once I started to do that. Um, and it's about to get real personal. It's about to get real deep right now. And I hope this helps someone. And this is the reason why I'm gonna share this. I really hope this helps someone because it helped me, and God just like literally talked to me through someone else, through a couple people. So I guess there's been like a heavy thing on me lately, and people feel it, right? And I was gonna say some two coworkers, older ladies who I respect so much. Um, at my job, they were kind of like, "Hey, Chris, do you mind if we pray for you?" And I'm like, "Yes." And that was like right on time because that's what I kind of needed because I was kind of like battling some things. And we went in the office and they just prayed for me. And I felt good. I felt really good after they prayed for me. And they talked and said, the enemy is gonna attack, et cetera, et cetera. And but you are blessed or whatever have you. Um, so after that, they left and went home for the day. I work second shift, so I kind of like, stayed or whatever have you. But when I was like kind of like with my clients or whatever have you, something came over me and it was very, very dark and very, very bad. And I had no control over it, but it was something telling me to kill myself. And I was like, what? And there was just something talking to me like, just end it. Like, just kill yourself. You're worthless. You're not worth anything. You're a failure. Like, it was just so heavy to the point where I had to excuse myself and go to the bathroom and just like look in the mirror and talk myself through it. Like, no, this is not what's about to happen. I love my kids. I love my family. Like, I love my life. No, this is not what I want. Like, but it was just so heavy and so like I can imagine for the people who actually take action how they feel if they didn't have like the mindset to work themselves through it. But it was just so heavy. It was super heavy, and I wanted to call someone and like help me, like walk me through it, like talk me through this. I don't even know. I never felt like this. I only felt like this one time in my life, and that was when I lost my daughter, and I was in a very, very dark place at that time. And I talked myself through it that time as well, but this one was even heavier. And I'm like, how is this happening? Someone like literally an hour ago just prayed for me. So whatever have you. So I kind of like, all right, you good, you got yourself. This is not about to happen, whatever have you. So I worked through it, and you know, by the grace of God, I knew I wasn't gonna take action because I have like, and my therapist told me something the other day after him getting to know me. He said, "You've been living with this defense mechanism that kept you alive." And I was like, "What?" Like, oh my gosh. Like that is so true. Like with not even just this story, like just my past stories, like I always had this defense mechanism where I know I if I didn't make this decision because I felt this energy that I probably would have died in that situation. And I like it's crazy because I know I literally kept myself alive. But for him to confirm that, like I said, like God was just using different people to tell me things and confirm things. So like 2 days later, I was shooting a podcast for a client. Um, and my camera just died. Like it just literally just died like 20 minutes before I was supposed to shoot. Like I set up everything, the client was showing up, and my camera just died. So my batteries weren't working. And there's this lady, this girl in my building that I know she has a camera. I don't know if she had like the battery that fits my camera or whatever have you, but I was like, I gotta do something. I can't cancel on this client. She had a her co-host drive like an hour and a half away just to come to the podcast or whatever. So I had to make this happen. So I'm doing whatever I can. So I text the girl, she didn't answer. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna go knock on her door. So I knocked on her door, and her grandfather opened the door. But her grandmother was like sitting on the couch, and her grandmother was like, "Oh my gosh." Now, mind you, I don't really talk to them unless I like see them in passing because we live in the same building. So it's not like we have a relationship or anything. Like we're, hey, how you doing? The kids are getting big. It's just general conversation. Like we never had like a real conversation or anything. So just to let you know, like the full scope of things, we didn't have like a relationship or anything like that where we kind of like super know each other. But her grandmother was like, "Oh my gosh, you've been on my mind and my heart so heavy lately." And then I'm like, "What?" She's like, "Yes, like I have to, it's like, I hope I don't scare you, but I have to tell you that God said you have all the tools in order for you to in order for you to succeed." I'm over here losing my words, like, and I'm just like, "What?" And then she just started basically like, "You have so much on you right now, but you're gonna be okay. Like, I don't even know. God is just telling me to tell you this stuff, and you've been on my mind and my heart for like the last couple of days." And I haven't seen her in over like a month. Like, she really just stays to herself in her apartment. And she's like, "Why are you here?" And I'm like, "I need Stacy. You, sorry to say her name, but I need to get some batteries. And I noticed she has a camera, et cetera, et cetera." She was like, "No, you didn't come here for that. You came here to hear what I have to tell you." And I'm like, and like when she said that, I'm like, "Yo, you are so, so right." Like I felt like it was just so like the puzzle pieces were just put together like so perfectly. Like my son, he does Legos, and everything was just put together like so perfectly that I knew like God was like really just speaking through her and speaking through other people and just letting, and she just confirmed it, like super confirmed it. And it was just like God was just like, "Boy, don't you see what I'm trying to do for you? Don't you see what I'm telling you?" And I'm just like, man, like, and then she just kept going on, like, I hope I'm not like, and I'm like, "No, you're not scaring me, but I need you to stop because this is like so heavy right now." She's just like, "I understand, like, but you have to hear it, like, you have to hear it, and you didn't come here for that. Like, you were set up to come here to hear this because I needed to tell you, like, I've been thinking about you the last couple of days, and this is what I've been needing to tell you." And I would, mind you, I would have never had gone there or anything. I probably wouldn't even have seen her. And she was just like, and then she was just going into other stuff, and then but she was just talking about everything that I was going through, like, the last week, maybe, like, the last 48 hours, and then, like, it was just, like, confirmed it, like, "Oh, you're gonna be okay, like, this is the calm, the what is it? The calm before the storm or the storm, and then, like, greatness happens." And so, like, ever since that happened, I just was like, "Man," and that's not the first time, but that was one of the heaviest times. And it's like God always showed me, like, through other people or through experiences or through like people just coming up to me, or, it's just like just this divine thing that's just been happening to me ever since I was like a kid, and that was that was really, really, really powerful. And I just know like I hear you. It was like, okay, I got you. I hear you. So now after that, I've been like feeling like a lot was like taken off of my shoulders. I felt like God was like the ultimate father and was just like, "Son, I got you. You know, just put me first, and everything else will fall into line." And I just heard like she didn't say that, like she was saying a lot, but I heard him like through a different way. Like I was just hearing like, "What? Okay, I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. I got you." And I've been like just a lot more lifted off my shoulders, but for some reason we hear this, we go through this, and we kind of like fall back into our old ways. And every day I kind of just keep trying to remind myself like the grace that God has with me, and like, where I'm going, and, like everything's gonna be all right. And I'm just like, I'm more excited every day now. Like each and every day I try to be more excited and more happy and more like just thankful for like every little thing that I have, and knowing that, God got me. Like I ain't even tripping. Like I don't gotta trip on nothing. Like God got me. And when you get that type of confidence, I know like the next level of life is coming. Um and like, the bigger the bigger the reward, the bigger the devil, but the more you fight it, it's just like, and I hate when people say, I don't want to talk. I don't mean to talk about God. I don't mean to talk spiritual, man. No, I'm talking real. Like this is me. Like I'm just talking real. Like I'm just telling you what it is, and I'm not afraid to talk about it. And I hope it helps someone else like kind of open up to like what's going on in their life and what's happening, and just the awakening. So then that makes me kind of think about what's going on in the world. It's like I think I seen like a snowstorm in Florida somewhere, or my cousin he texted me videos of snow in Atlanta, and I don't think that's ever happened that heavy down there. And my sister's in California, and there's fires and stuff out there. So it's just like God just talking, bro. Like it is what it is. Like I don't know why they like the world makes God so like taboo, but bro, like we didn't just appear here this perfectly. You know what I'm saying? Like we didn't just appear here this perfectly by two rocks collashing or whatever have you. Like there's no possible way. But yeah, that's my story for today, man. It's so much I'm gonna unravel. So I need y'all to like, comment, subscribe. If this was interesting to you and you want to know more, you want to get to know me more, and you want to like kind of go on this new journey with me. If you don't, you know, they got a lot of content in the world that you can go watch or whatever have you. But this is what I'm giving, and shout out to everybody. Like I said, go grab my book, monetize your hustle, and subscribe, like, comment, and give me like your kind of testimonies on something similar that you kind of been through, if you've been through anything like that, or just like, well, you can tell me, give me more. Like I want more. Like I just want to hear more. Everything, man. Like I said, I'm gonna update you guys on like what goes on daily with me, whether it's stories like this or if it's, something that happened in my business or some type of marketing tactic, or I don't know. We just gonna rock, man. My everyday journal. And that's what it is. Thank y'all for watching. If you watched the whole thing, I highly, highly appreciate you. All praise to the most high, and I hope everyone has a blessed day. Peace.